Springfield?
This Saturday at the Zombie Hideout, 362 Cooley Street. They got a big event going on. They're going to have the guy that played Leatherface in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Bob
Elmore.
Bob Elmore is going to be down there from noon until 3, right there on Cooley Street, 362 Cooley Street. You can hang out with him, take pictures, get autographs.
Yeah,
this guy Bob Elmore has actually got has had an amazing career.
Yeah,
he's not only been on that in that film, but also Pirates of the Caribbean, Casino, Uncle Buck, some of the Police Academy films. The guy's got a huge resume.
Yeah,
and we actually have tickets to that event for Saturday.
Well, I think it's one person. I believe it's one person.
Okay,
gets an autograph and a selfie with him.
It's a meet and greet and autograph.
Meet and greet and autograph.
You get to meet him, greet him.
Yeah,
have him sign something.
One person gets that. You'll be put on a guest list if you are the 10th caller right now at 293-1021.
Well, let's take a call right now.
Take a call right now.
Yeah, my name is Bob Elmore, and I'm supposed to call in and talk to you guys.
Hey, Bob, it's Bax and Steve, or Bax and Nagel show, if you want to call that.
You can call us whatever you damn well feel like calling us, Bob. How you doing?
Good, and I do whatever I want, so there you go.
Oh,
well, there you go.
Hey, listen, man, I'm looking at the credits on IMDb for Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. It doesn't say that you're Leatherface. It says Bill Johnson's Leatherface.
Exactly.
What is the deal with it? You are the guy who was in one of the most popular horror films of all time, and why do you not have credit to be in that movie?
Well, at the time, this is done, where we do this, I don't even know, 86, and after the show had officially ended, because it was so crazy at the end, Toby Hooper came up and he goes, I'm thinking about giving you credit because you blah, blah, blah. And I said, you guys do whatever you want. I made so much money on that show, I was happy to do it. I didn't care. And didn't realize until, I don't know, 30, 40 years later. And I just said, you know what, that's fine. I know what I did, and I know what Bill did. Bill did 3 close-ups. That's all he did. Because he could not lift the chainsaw over his head.
Is that why?
That's why?
Okay, here, briefly, there was a scene where I jump out of a tunnel or something and I scare Stretch, Caroline Williams. So I jump out with a chainsaw, I hit something, sparks go off, and there's the first meeting between the two. And so I did that. I think we did it 3 or 4 times. And then now you have to realize it's 110 degrees outside, and in the tunnels it was about 150, 160. So it was extremely hot, and every breath that you took hurt. So I'm out. I go, let me out of here. So I go, and I'm starting to go back to where the trailers and stuff are at. And on the set, everybody had a walkie-talkie because they're always talking to each other about something or getting something. And I hear, tell Bob to come back to set. Don't let him get unchanged, da-da-da, on it. So come up and got me, and I went back, and I'm going, oh, my God, what did I do now? I don't want to go back in there. Go in, and I said, what's up, boys? And they said, well, Bill can't lift the chainsaw. What? Yeah, he can't lift it over his head. I'm going, you're kidding. This is the whole deal. This is all close-ups between, the leading actress and the guy. This is the big deal. And they kept saying, well, he can't do it. And I said, okay, all right. Now, this is it. Close-up to me, her, back and forth, blah, 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 running down this stupid tunnel all day long. And that was the beginning of it. And then he couldn't do it. He said he got sick, so he was out for a long time with that. And then he was not into the violence of the movie. And that was, oh, God.
Wait.
This is
I'm just telling you, this is what happened.
Okay.
And so
Did he not realize what he was getting himself? It's Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's not a lilting love story between a forbidden love.
That's what I said. I'm not kidding. What? So John Moyo, who was the stunt coordinator, he went to the production. He goes, hey, you want Bob to do this? You got to give him another contract because he's an actor now. So now I'm working 2 contracts. I'm an actor, and I double myself. And, oh, my gosh. And, I was happy with all that because it was just a lot of money involved at the time. I sent home a check for 1 week. I think that cleared, and this is 1986, $27,000.
Wow.
Which is a pretty good take in 1986.
Oh, man. I told my wife, I said, please do not spend all this.
Yeah.
So, I was happy with all that. And so now, a million years later, some guy calls me on the phone and says, hey, you did Texas Chainsaw? Yeah, why? Well, what about Bill Johnson? I said, yeah, what about him? Well, what did he do? I go, nothing. And
he gets the credit.
And then long story short, I started doing conventions and special appearances and stuff like that. And I'm trying, I had to tell the story about what happened and why I didn't get credit, a million times. And now people are kind of getting it. So, and that's, and that's fine.
Have you run into Bill Johnson since going, hey?
Oh, I did. I did I was doing a show with Caroline Williams in Louisville, Kentucky.
Uh-huh.
And the promoter of the show came up to me and goes, hey, Bob, Bill Johnson's in town. I said, oh, okay. And they asked me, would you mind if he come over to the show? So, more people. And I said, fine, I don't care. So now I'm sitting down, Caroline's to my left, and then Bill's on her left at our tables and stuff. And I get up and I go over, and I'm looking at him, and I'm looking at his pictures and stuff, He says, hi, Bob, how are you? And I say, hey, Bill, how are you? I just want to make sure you don't have any pictures of me on your table. Oh, yeah. Funny.
Oh, you should have said, hey, are you going to buy me dinner from all the residuals that you're getting for the movie that you got credited in?
Here's another thing that happened over the...
no, please, go on.
I don't know if you guys remember The Burbs?
I love that movie.
Oh, okay, there was a little snippet in there, like a dream thing and there's Leatherface with a chainsaw, whatever, all right? And the first time I saw The Burbs, I go, wait a minute, that's me. So I called the union up, and I said, hey, do you realize who's getting residuals for this little snippet here in The Burbs? And they said, well, Bill Johnson. I go, what? I go, that's not Bill Johnson, that's me. When I had the documentation to back it up, so they cut him off, and I still get a couple cents here and there from The Burbs.
Oh, good for you.
Right. Yeah, you had checks for 50 cents.
I had a check. I don't know what it was for. The total was 5 cents. They took 3 cents out, and I got a 2-cent check.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hope you didn't spend it all in one place.
I think I kept it, and it turned out to be no good. For so long, I didn't really bother with it.
This is Bob Elmore. This is Bob Elmore on the phone. I'm looking through your credits too, and there's so many great movies that you were in. The Pirates of the Caribbean and City of Angels.
I did the first one. Me and Johnny were up there just having a good old time. What a great guy. And then I went back and I did Pirates 3 as an executioner.
Right.
And if that one I got credit for. It said executioner Bob Elmore. And I didn't realize that. That's not up to you as an actor or a stunt person. That's up to directors and producers and stuff. How that's done. So
well, I wanted to ask you how you got into stunt work, because you're talking about. I'm looking at the 23, 24, 25 movies that you were in. How did you begin it?
That's not even all the stuff. I've gone on there and looked, and I did a lot of stuff when I first started on TV. And that was my very first SAG paying job, was playing myself on Remington Steel and getting killed, which was I usually did. And, and it turned out to be a 2-day job. Well, 2 days back then was, almost $2,000. So it was
a good day's work.
It was a good deal, yeah. And so that one, I did that one and stuff. In fact, here's the other problem that I may have with you guys, all right?
Yeah.
Is that I don't know how many concussions, now I remember what you asked me, but how many concussions I've had over the years. I have nobody has any clue, you know?
Oh, I bet.
And it's starting every once in a while now. I'll try to, I can bring up stuff from a long time ago, and sometimes it just bleeps out, which it just did right now. Now I know that. You asked me how I got started.
Yeah.
I went, holy crap. I don't know how many. There's so many over the years.
Well,
oh, jeez.
Well, maybe we can ask Bill Johnson to fill in the pieces.
That's what he did.
We'd have to write him a 5-cent check, though.
Yeah, right.
So I started in there was an amusement park out in California called Knott's Berry Farm, and they had a thing called the Wild West Stunt Show, where there was a stage thing where the fights and high falls and all this stuff. Dialogue, and it was so bad, but that's how I got my start. That's where we did a commercial. I got my SAG card out of that, and when I got my card, and I don't know exactly what date or it took 2.5 years before I got a job, and in 2.5 years I hustled, talked to everybody you could talk to, bugged everybody you can bug, and finally after that time, I got that first job. And then from there, it took a while, but I got going. And like I said, I did a lot of TV. I did original A-Team, Murder, She Wrote, Cover Up.
Wow.
Well, there again, a lot of that stuff. And then I got into doing motion pictures. When those were on, if you got on a gig like that, that was a good deal. It was a lot of money. So...
Well, we know.
Yeah, and you traveled.
Yeah, we know you don't have a whole lot of time here, but I just want to mention.
I got as much time as you guys want to talk. I don't care. I'm tired.
Well, I guess what we're trying to say is we really need to make room for Bill Johnson. He's coming up here.
Hey, is he on the line? Because I like to say hi.
He doesn't want to talk to you, but
you're going to be.
Well, he's an a-hole.
There you go. You're going to be at the Zombie Hideout on Saturday from noon to 3 on Cooley Street in Springfield on the 29th. This Saturday. It'd be great to see you, Bob. Thank you so much for spending some time with us this morning.
My pleasure. Until everybody I said hi, and I hope they come by and say hi to me. You don't have to buy anything; just come by and say hi. And one last thing before we go.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Saw is family.
All right, there you go. I got you.
Thank you, guys.
You bet.
Yeah, thank you so much, Bob. I appreciate
Bob
it.
Elmore with Bax and Daigle on Rock 102.